So guys, today, just to start over a little bit, we're going to talk about the price buildup. And it's a very, very, very important part of the process, a part where we're creating the value for what it is that we've been talking to people about. Okay, we've just spent the last 20, 25 minutes helping a person understand what their need is. Okay, we've helped them see how. We've got them committed to giving us an answer today, right? We've shown them how our product solves their problem that we've helped uncover. Okay, so now it's time to make sure that they understand the answer to their problem is comes at a very reasonable price. Oh, that's a good deal. Okay, those are the kind of things that you should hear from your prospect if you're doing an effective price buildup. You should hear things like, wow, that's not bad. Or you might even hear the occasional, that's cheap. Now, guys, good ain't cheap and cheap ain't good. So I don't really like the term cheap, but some people just use that term. And if they say it's cheap and that's it's a good thing, then just nod and agree with them. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Or that's not bad. It's really not, is it? So guys, and by the way, that whole little question at the end, when someone gives you a good compliment, that's called a tie down. Okay, this is a little bonus added piece that I'm giving you. It's called a tie down. Okay, I hope you guys are writing this down. Whenever somebody compliments your policy, they go, man, that would be helpful. Okay, guys, don't let that little comment don't just go, yep, and just keep going. Stop, acknowledge that compliment, and then ask a quick question. Man, that would be helpful. It sure would, wouldn't it? Yeah. Wow. Man, my family sure could have used that 20 years ago. Yeah, they really could, couldn't they? Yeah. I mean, just agree with them and ask it again. They're going to say, yeah, it sure would have come in handy. Or, man, that sure would be helpful. It sure would, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. You're tying down that compliment and making them acknowledge it. Guys, it makes that 5 times more effective than just glossing over it. Okay, so a tie down technique. So one technique in an effective price buildup is called dropping the bottom out. Okay, in this technique, you compare your product to some other similar products that carry a much higher price tag, and then you share our price, which is lower, which makes it doesn't seem like that much at all. Okay, so guys, again, if you are saying giving no price buildup at all, and you're saying, hey, the price is just $147, and people are going, that's a lot. Guys, that's a good indication that your price buildup needs some work. Okay, and it's great to identify that. Okay. But yeah, you should definitely hear words like, that's not bad. That's a pretty good price. That's fair. That's cheap. And that's when you just follow up with that tie down. It is, isn't it? So guys, everybody, again, likes a good deal. Many people will base their decisions on perceived value. Okay. For example, guys, when COVID hit, okay, I got an office, and behind that office, I found out there was 8 miles of single track mountain bike trail. I'd always loved the idea of mountain biking, but just never bought a bike. Had enough. I'm like, that's going to be my extra exercise. So I started looking for a mountain bike. And of course, prices went crazy during COVID with everything. But in shopping for that bike, I had an idea of what I wanted to spend. My price point was about $1,000. That's the most I wanted to spend. So I got with a friend, went down to Fuquay Arena to a bike shop. Unfortunately, I needed an XL because I'm a large human. But when I saw a bike that I really liked, that had a price tag on it that was $2,200, but they were willing to give it to me for the bargain basement price of $1,500, I went, wow, that's not a bad deal. My head's going, I'm saving $700. Guys, was I saving $700 or was I spending $500 more than I initially planned? I was doing both, right? You could make an argument on either side. Was I saving $700 or was I spending $500 more? It was both. But the perceived value of getting something much better was worth it for me. And a lot of people, guys, their brain works like that. So guys, Here's a real quick, simple, and effective price buildup that I've used for decades in this business. It's worked very, very well. Now, guys, I want to point out to you the obvious on here. The date on this USA Today article is September 15th of 2005. Okay, it's a couple years old. This article will actually be able to vote and serve in our country's military a year from now. So there's that. So guys, here's the thing. To combat that, I went ahead and earlier last night pulled up a different article that shows what health insurance premiums cost today. Okay, and so you'll see that they're even with Obamacare added in there, it's pretty close. An individual, just under $500. A couple, no kids, just under $1,000. A couple with a kid, ages 0 to newborn to 14, about $1,200. A couple with 2 kids, little 4-person family, $1,500, and a couple with 3 kids, just under $1,800 per month. So if you'd rather get something more updated, that's fine. The thing I used to always use with this one was, I always used to use with this is, and by the way, I used this for 12 years after 2005. And I think maybe one person or two may have said something about the date. And in both cases, I just said, yeah, do you think health insurance has gotten cheaper since 2005 or more expensive? And they always go, well, it's gotten more expensive. You go, yeah. So these numbers are really conservative. They're actually higher, which does the same thing. But guys, the great thing about visual aids, guys, remember, showing somebody something is 10 times more effective than just telling them. So showing them a visual of a third party like a USA Today. Everybody knows USA Today. Everybody loves it because it's got colors. It attracts people's attention on the newsstands. Okay. But pointing that out to a third party, USA Today doesn't get paid money by making us think that stuff costs more. It's a very credible source. But so now, and I'm just going to role play it for you guys. So now, Judy, you know how much health insurance costs, right? So if you were to go outside of work, okay, and you got yourself, your husband, you mentioned a couple of kids, and just buy health insurance for your whole family, you have any idea how much you pay for it? And guys, write it and just wait for an answer. You're going to get an answer, okay? They're going to say, well, a lot of times they're going to go a lot. Right? And you go, yeah, it is a lot. Matter of fact, or if they say $400 or $500, $600, you go, yeah, if you're lucky. Right? Matter of fact, let me share with you this article from the USA Today. It said the average family policy is near $11,000. Now, the good news is that's not per month, that's per year. But $11,000 divided by 12 months is $916 per year. Okay. Now, if you want something a little more updated, again, you can say, yeah, you mentioned you got 2 kids. In today's prices, it'd be about $1,500. Okay. So fortunately, so guys, can you see right now they're thinking in their head, oh no, he's getting ready to drop a bomb on me that's 4 figures. Okay. But the great news is this plan that I showed you today, the elite benefits across the board. It's not $1,500. Matter of fact, it's not even $1,400 or $1,300. The whole shooting match for you and your family, it's just $1,253 a month. That's not bad, is it? And guys, when you say that, smile and pause for about 1 second. Let it wash over them, the fear of, oh my God, this costs $1,250. There's no way I can get it. Let that fear wash over them for about 1 second. And then reach across the table and just touch them on the arm and go, Judy, I'm just kidding. It's not that much at all. And matter of fact, actually for you and your family, and then flip your page on your iPad and show them the elite plan. For your family, for the cancer part I showed you, it's 122. And for the ICU portion, it's about 64. So together it's about $186 a month or $40 a week, $45 a week. That's not bad, is it? Guys, at that moment, you're going to see relief come across people's faces where you used to say that price and wince and go, it's $186. That's not bad, is it? But now you can look at them and go, it's actually just 186, not $1,400. That's not bad, is it? It's almost like you're laughing. Like, can you believe it? It's almost laughable how inexpensive that is. And guys, you're going to at that moment have people go, that's not bad. And that's when you say what? It's really not, is it? Yeah, see that tie down? I taught you that earlier in the segment. That's a tie down. Man, that's not bad. It's really not, is it? So, guys, at this point, again, simply proceed to the transition to the close. You've shown them the elite price. Move on. Guys, what you don't do right there is you don't sit there on the price page and have them analyze the preferred and the standard and the base and start going, what are all these? You've done a great price build up, guys. Okay. You've shown that that's, and guys, now here's the thing is you need to be selling in areas where people can afford $100+ per month. Okay. If you're hanging out at just the Dollar Generals and only the Jiffy Lubes, right, and only car washes, you're not going to be able to say that with as much confidence, but we need to be leveling up in the businesses that we're calling on. Okay. And that comes from working smarter. That comes from knowing your material. That comes from working referrals and being smart and asking for business owners who they know that are other business owners in in similar industries and other industries. It comes from being smart. Okay. So it is important, guys, again, to wait till that last second when you're actually telling the price. That's when you switch the page over. Okay. They need to see the price right as you're telling them the price. Okay. There's a lot of timing that goes into that, but you keep it on that page right before you flip it over to the last second. Then you show them exactly what it is. Okay. And then you move on to the transition to the close. It's not bad, is it? No, it's not bad. Well, here's the great, and then guys, immediately after they say that's not bad, you've shown that price, just compare it to two things that people spend money on every single month that cost just as much, that are not as important. And two things, guys, that I like to use to compare that to would be cable television and a meal in a restaurant. And I'll give you a quick example. Kyle, I was sitting down with a guy your age just the other day, and I showed him that it was $186 for his entire family. And he looked at me and said, Van, he said, go ahead and sign me up, man. We spend more than that on cable TV every month. And just look at them, guys. When you say that, look at them. And if you see them shake their heads up and down, guess what? That means they're in their head going, yeah, I spend that much on cable TV every month too. Do you understand, guys? Chess, not checkers. Okay. Gosh, I was talking, if you're sitting down with a lady, then I was talking to just a lady the other day, and I showed her that price, and she said, you can go ahead and sign me up. We spent almost that much on most Friday nights taking the family out to dinner. And when you really think about it, Kyle, it's not much of a lifestyle changer at all, is it? Per month? No. Great. Well, let me ask you, now that I've shown you the entire product, entire policy, what your coworker, Steve Johnson, liked about it, he really liked the return of premium feature on it. And Susie Sorensen, she really liked just the peace of mind that this would give her. Let me ask you, Kyle, what'd you like the most about it?
I like both.
Do you like both? So as far as the peace of mind, what do you like most about the peace of mind?
Just having, I'm married and about to have kids, and I just thinks that, for the future, it's just smart to have something and be protected.
It really is, isn't it? Yeah. Hey, Kyle, let me ask you, how would it feel knowing that if something happened with you or your wife or one of your kids, that you guys would have that safety net of protection underneath you to take care of you financially?
Yeah, I'd feel better for sure.
Yeah, you probably would, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what everybody really likes about the application process is it's really simple. Just your name, birth date, a couple. So you guys, now you're going right into close. So guys, let me pause right there. That's the price build up, and of course, a little bonus transition into the close right there. But any observations, any BFOs, blinding flash of the obvious, or anything that you guys saw that you can put into action today that can make a difference in your business and your results?
I think one of them is just using the money page. It does make a difference. Sometimes I just forget about it, but it does make a difference.
Guys, there needs to be some mental trigger, just like whatever triggers you to show the 3 or 4 or 5 IRAs that you show in your demo. That same mental trigger needs to be, okay, I'm getting down here to the end. It's time for the price buildup. I got to show them something. And that's when those nimble fingers of yours pop over to photos and you pull up either this, or I don't care if it's this one. I don't care if it's the one that I showed you before that's more updated. This one doesn't have any dates on it. But guys, I did a Google search of what does health insurance cost for a family in the United States last night, and this is what came up. I mean, there's tons of other things, but if you like to find something that has a date next to it, then more power to you. But get something, take a screenshot, stick it in your iPad and show it. I'll email out both of these tools that I have as soon as this Zoom is over. But you got to show something, guys. Facts tell, stories sell, and show, because people learn 5 times more through their eyes than they do through their ears. So show them. Anybody else got something they picked up?
Hey, Van, it's so funny because I literally went furniture shopping over the weekend with Sarah, and we bought a new couch. And where we were at, every single place that had the price tag for the couches, they had a price build up. They said, if you go to like Restoration Hardware, it's going to be X amount of dollars. If you go this, it's going to be this amount. It literally had it, but here it is only X amount. So every place is a price build up. If you ever go see like one of those infomercials that's selling whatever it may be, like a vacuum cleaner or whatever it is, they're gonna be like, yeah, it usually is this amount of money, but for today it's only this. Like, obviously we're not going to be that cheesy, Tony the Tiger cheesy during the price build up, but it does make it seem like a really good deal. And every place does it, like whether you're selling furniture, those infomercials you see on TV, to doing this, it's powerful. So
It sure is. Thanks for sharing that, Kyle. It really is. Isn't it? That's right.
Well, Van, it's Jeremiah. I really like the compliment tie down where you just restate their statement with a question. That's going to be really nifty to use.
It's guys, it really does work. You're going to find yourselves doing that over and over and over. You're going to find yourself doing that with your spouse at home. Oh, honey, you did such a great job with that. I did, didn't I? Yep, you sure did. Pat you on the head. You little crayon eating son of a gun, you. We got what time for one more, guys? All right. Well, guys, I hope, again, I want to encourage you guys, your homework assignments, start paying attention, guys, when you hear radio commercials. If you're watching TV, start listening for those price buildups. You're going to hear them, that they're all over the place. Even looking on price tags when they're built in, like Kyle said, they're out there. Guys, make sure that's part of your sales technique, because, guys, it should be, because it's right there in your sales talk, the price buildup. And we just gave you a price buildup on steroids that should be creating that value. And you should start seeing people, instead of going, yeesh, that's expensive, start going, wow, that's not bad. And you're showing the same people the same thing. You're just getting better at presenting it the right way. So guys, before we wrap up, I want to announce a quick incentive for today. Kyle and I decided to break all the rules. Typically, what day of the week does Monster Monday happen on?
Monday.
It's just like, but it's so predictable. But who likes, it gets so old. Who wants to have Monster Monday on a Monday? So we're breaking all the rules today, guys, and we're having Monster Monday on Tuesday. You know why? We're celebrating No Shave November today. That's right. Look at Kyle's face. He hasn't shaved the whole month. So Guys, today we are doing Monster Monday on Tuesday. What does that mean? That means today when you put in 10 hours of work, okay, and you can start the clock at 8 a.m. If you put yourself through listening to me for 30 minutes this morning, you get credit for work on that one. So 8 a.m. start time, put in 8 demonstrations. That's right. In golf, they call that a snowman. So you got to put in a snowman today with demonstrations. Show it to everyone. So you find yourself talking to somebody, tell them, hey, this is easier to show you than tell you. Can I just show you something real quick? Get a demo in, guys. 10 hours, 8 demos. And if you're new, if this is your first year in the business, at least one family protected. If you've been here beyond a year or have written an eagle, then you need to have 2 families protected, okay? Do those things, guys. $100 date night. $100 date night for you and your honey, okay? So let's go out and make it happen. Monster Tuesday, breaking all the rules. 10 hours, 8 demos, family protected or 2 families protected, depending on your how long you've been here with the company. And we'll send it out a Voxer on this real quick, but let's go make it happen, guys. We've all been so very blessed. Let's go be a blessing for somebody else. And let's use some of this knowledge we got this morning on Technical Tuesday. Have a great day, guys.
Bye, guys.